students, we are on Phylum Aschelminthes, and in this lecture we are going to look at one of the important Aschelminthes, that is Ascaris lumbricoides, that causes the disease Ascariasis in humans. Ascaris lumbricoids, which is a common roundworm, causes the disease Ascariasis, which is the infection of intestine in children. Children often complain of abdominal discomfort, diarrhea at times. In severe cases, it may cause malnutrition in children, and in extreme cases, the worms may clog the intestine and may even come out of nose, mouth, etc. Okay, in extreme cases. Don't worry about it, it can be easily controlled. Like I told you, there is sexual dimorphism in roundworms. Males and females are separate, and they show structural differences. Males can be easily identified from females. We're going to see now how. So what I have drawn over here is the male and the female. Can you look at it and tell me what are the differences? In terms of length, what can you say? That the male is shorter, right? And the female is longer. What else can you say? The male's posterior end is somewhat curved. You can say that the posterior end is coiled or curved, and here the posterior end is said to be straight. What else? Towards the posterior end, the male shows two such kind of projections which are called as the penile setae at posterior end. These are meant for copulation. Copulation means mating with the female, and the lady lacks it. What else? There is one opening seen in the male towards the posterior end, but there are two openings seen in the female towards the posterior end. In female, these two openings are, one will be the anus, okay, one will be the mouth on top and the other one will be anus, and the other one that you see over here is the genital opening or genital pore. However, in case of the male, there is just one opening, and this opening is said to be the cloaca, okay, and which is said to be a common opening. It's a common opening for both digestive and reproductive functions. Penile setae, they will aid in copulation, okay, aid in copulation to hold the female in place. The male is said to have just one set of reproductive structures, and the female is said to have two sets of reproductive structures. The male will have just one set of reproductive structures, meaning there will be just one pair of testes, there will be one pair of the glands or tubes. It will help in reduction of its size, and it has more evolutionary advantage to have just one set of reproductive structures. This feature is called as monarchic. Clear? And the female has two sets of reproductive structures. That is, she will have two pairs of ovaries and the other related features with the reproductive system. This feature in females is called as didelphic. The eggs containing larvae are usually ingested by small children through because they play in the soil, etc. Because they don't wash their hands properly, the eggs are usually ingested. The mode of infection is usually oral through contaminated water. Eggs are ingested, and these eggs usually contain the L3 larva, third larval stage. After ingestion, the L3 larva hatches in the intestine. It enters into the bloodstream. It migrates via the bloodstream, migrates to lungs, trachea, and then it reaches the throat, and then it is re-swallowed from the throat, re-swallowed back into stomach, then it reaches the intestine, and then it will continue its life cycle. The lung migration is known as Loeffler's migration. The worm is said to be monogenetic because it has just one host, that is human. It is said to be anaerobic. Free living forms may be aerobic. And what does it do in the intestine? It feeds on partially digested food. And the eggs are passed through the stools. So this was about Ascaris lumbricoides. Let us write down some other important examples. Other than Ascaris, there is Wuchereria bancrofti. Okay, that is also called Wuchereria malai. The disease that it causes is a very strange disease. Okay, an important disease called as elephantiasis, which is also called as filariasis. The reason why it is called elephantiasis because this larva is known to infect the lymph nodes, okay, and once it infects, it just clogs the lymph nodes so much, and the limb will become large in size, the size of elephants. Very unsightly, and it becomes very difficult for these people to step outside. Such people are socially avoided, okay, because of the weird looking disease. Elephantiasis. A vector is involved in here, which is the female Culex mosquito. It is known to affect the lymphatic vessels, causes swelling of the limbs, okay, because of accumulation of lymph. Then there is another important example from NCERT, that is Encyclostoma, which is called the hookworm. It enters the skin of the feet, okay, through bare skin, and it causes anemia. Hookworm, you can read more about it if you're interested. Then there is one called as Enterobius vermicularis, also called as the pinworm. It causes perianal itching, common in children. Wuchereria and cyclostoma example is more important along with the diseases that they are causing. Please study them. So that was it from Phylum Aschelminthes. In the name of Lord Mahadev, please subscribe.